Good day, Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon to all of us, especially to our instructor, Dr. Alfonso Manaay, ADD. And anyway, I am Benzer Mangakop, taking the Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. So now I'm going to present my own original compose of contemporary literature entitled Island Dreams, and the chosen contemporary literature entitled The Painter by Peter Hiller, published in 2014. This is my contemporary literature entitled The Island Dreams. Alfred woke to the gentle lull of waves casing the shore. He stepped out of his bamboo hut, the salty breeze welcoming him to another day on his island paradise. As the only inhabitant of this remote atoll, Alfred had found solace and purpose in the simplicity of his existence. Each morning, he attended to his vegetable garden, marveling at the vibrant colors of his harvest against a backdrop of turquoise waters. His island provided abundantly, from fruits ripe for picking to fish taming and the surrounding reefs. But Alfred's island life was not just about survival. It was a canvas for his creativity. With driftwood and shells, he crafted intricate sculptures that told stories of the sea. Tourists from distant lands would occasionally stumble upon his sanctuary, amazed by his artwork and captivated by his tales of life on the island. Yet Alfred's contentment was not complete. Deep within, he yearned for companionship, someone to share his island oasis and the beauty of its sunsets. He had resigned himself to solitude until one day a storm brought unexpected company. Washed ashore was Elena, a traveler with eyes as deep as the ocean, and a spirit as free as the wind. Alfred nursed her back to health, and in her he found a kindred soul. Together, they explored the island's hidden treasures, forging a bond that transcends words. As days turned into weeks, Alfred and Elena reveled in the joy of each other's company. They danced under the moonlight, their laughter echoing across the empty beaches. With Elena by his side, Alfred's island became a place of love and shared memories. But as all tales must have their twists, Elena's wanderlust eventually called her back to the world beyond the horizon. With tearful goodbyes, she promised to return one day, leaving Alfred to cherish their memories until her next visit. Once more, Alfred found comfort in the knowledge that his island had not just provided him with sustenance, but with a love that transcends the boundaries of land and sea. And as he watched the sunset, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimsons, he knew that his island would always hold a place for Elena in its heart. And this is my chosen contemporary literature entitled The Painter by Peter Hiller. Jim employs Sophia to be his artist model. Sophia has large breasts but no last name that Jim ever mentions. When Sophia comes over to model, she and Jim flirt, but Jim becomes uncomfortable when Sophia jokes that she is younger than him. Later, Jim's agent Steve calls him. Their conversation reveals that Jim has had problems with drugs and alcohol in the past, but he is sober now. After the conversation, Jim leaves to go fishing. On the way, he gets in a fight with a man abusing a horse and then adopts the horse as his own. When Jim returns home with the horse, he talks to his friend, Bob Reed, about the incident. Bob tells him that the horse abuser is Delwood Semino, a hunter and poacher who has a history of violent behavior. Jim admits that he is worried about the fight with Delwood because it may represent a return to the violent behavior that led him to shoot louder. The next day, Sophia comes over and she and Jim have sex. Jim is worried that he is being unprofessional and also that Sophia has a boyfriend. Since he can't sleep, Jim goes fishing late at night. He stays Delwood alone by the creek and kills him with a rock. Jim cleans up the murder scene. The next day, two detectives arrive to question Jim. One of them notices blood on his fishing vest, and Jim admits that it is probably Delwood's blood, though he claims it probably got there when he and Delwood fought. He denies going fishing the night before. After the detectives leave, Sophia comes out of the bedroom and tells Jim that she will be his alibi for the night before. When Jim meets Bob later, Bob also seems to know instinctively that Jim is the killer but doesn't go to the police. Jim receives a call threatening his life because of his involvement in Delwood's murder. Sophia thinks that it must be Grant, Delwood's brother. Jim sends Sophia away for her own safety. He leaves to drive to Santa Fe, but along the way, he meets Jason, a member of Delwood's hunting camp, who threatens him but ultimately lets him continue on. In Santa Fe, Jim begins work on a portrait commission for a wealthy fan of his art. The police have already been by looking for him, who assures Steve that he did not kill anyone. Jason has followed Jim to Santa Fe, and Jim begins to see him around town as he works. The Santa Fe police detective who investigated Al's murder stops by talk to Jim about Delwood and Grant. He seems sympathetic to Jim, but also suspects that he is the murderer. A few days later, Jim is in the house of the Pantillas, his wealthy client, and as he is about to rebuild the portrait he has made, someone begins shooting at the house. Jim calls the police and then runs outside to draw the gunfire away. The shooter flees before Jim can see him. Jim feels guilty for putting the Pantilla family in danger. When Jim leaves, Grant follows and attacks him. Jim shoots him dead in self-defense. The police suspect Jim of the second murder as well, but still have no concrete evidence. Jason continues to follow Jim, but he still does not move to take revenge. Jim stays in Santa Fe for unveiling of his commissioned painting, and Sophia comes to keep him company. Jim is the subject of a lot of media coverage because of his involvement in the killings, which is driving up the price of his paintings. A couple of weeks later, Jim returns home. One evening, while he is fishing, he is confronted by Jason, who tells him that he is a Delwood and Grant's nephew. He says that he didn't always agree with his uncle's violent ways, but that they were his family. Though he does not kill Jim, he tells him that he will continue to watch him and he might change his mind one day. Then he leaves Jim alone.